And welcome to the D5 podcast, July 6th, 2014. We've got the Sacramento Kings GM, Vlad Divac. We have Jay Z, the Atlanta Hawks GM. And we have Commissioner Ian Noble.
Hey,
And we're talking all sorts of things: basketball, summer league, executive of the year. Ian said he had a major announcement.
I'll leave
Um,
that until last, and then yeah.
so, what does everyone think of how the draft has unfolded?
Hold up, just before we get going, just for people when they watch this on YouTube or whatever, the guy Charles, when his name comes up, that is Vladi Divac, Sacramento Kings. JJ Hill is Jeremiah Hill from Memphis, and Sargon is Jay-Z from the Atlanta Hawks, and I'm a Red Auerbach picture.
I'm the party guy in the Bears shirt.
You are the party guy.
Vlad's the hillbilly.
Is that your Grizzlies?
No, yeah, I guess, dude. I left this shirt at an ex-girlfriend's house, and like, it was my favorite shirt, and now I don't have it, and I don't even know where to get a shirt like that ever again.
Bombshell. You heard
Very
it here first, guys.
You know, she threw it away. I bet.
She what?
I'd guarantee I left a good belt over there too. Like, what a
So
dude.
what did you walk home without a t-shirt, without a belt?
No, it was like a girlfriend who just left stuff at her house.
Okay.
I wasn't doing the walk of shame.
Okay. Oh, we could talk about the Hall of Shame as well. What about
real quick, I'm going to try to change my name on here. That is my first name, Charles. I don't really care if anyone knows, but it might be confusing because of Barkley. So
yeah.
I'm trying to change it on my email, but I don't. Just if I figure it out, then great. If not, then.
When Charles logs on, he has a Rockets logo that comes up on his, so I don't think there'll be any confusion.
Okay. All right.
What we were talking about right before was Ian was mentioning the Hall of Shame. T-Mac decimating a team, James Dolaning it for like 3 months and then just dipping.
I thought I had to make a thread of it and at least have a bit of fun, because when I thought about it, it pissed me off way too much. I kind of knew it was going to happen, and actually, I think on April 3rd or the 4th, right after T-Mac traded like his last two draft picks and stuff for Monta Ellis, I think I posted in the staff section that only the staff, the trade committee, can see, and I said, I bet all of you this will be the last decent thing he does before he just messes up his team and then leaves. And that is exactly what he did within a month. And then, like, son of a bitch.
It was really frustrating to watch because like he put together sort of like an average, definite playoff team in the East, and then like that he could have attracted free agents too because he didn't. He still had a little bit of cap space and stuff, and then he just like overdid it. He started getting diminishing returns on trades after that fact.
Yep.
And it ended up like he more or less gave up like 45 guys to get Al Horford, and can't do that.
It's going to look even more worse when we find out who your 2015 first rounder is and Washington's first rounder, and because then we'll get to see, because like there might be pretty good guys as well.
Yeah, that one. There's one guy. He's like 240, small forward. It looks like a monster.
Yeah. What's it? Let's not talk about 2015.
Yeah, that's too far
Let's
away.
leave that until 6 months from now.
Fun, stress-inducing time period was me and Brian Colangelo in the bidding war to move up to get that Bruno Caboclo guy.
That was brutal. I got involved because me and Toronto made our sort of mid-draft trade so that he could move up, and he actually made me promise not to take Caboclo as an agreement for our deal, and that was fine because I wasn't going to draft him anyway. But I gave him my word. I promised. And
what the worst thing was is he made that trade. He got that like 18th pick, and then he didn't take the guy. And then I'm like, all right, well then I'll do this trade I was talking to Walt about, and then I'm just sitting there like, dude, you could have had him, and I feel it's such like a wing it kind of thing, because there's a lot of guys in the second round that I like that I thought were going to go in the first round in real life, and I really think that Masai Ujiri is a great GM. So if he believes in the kid, then I believe in him too.
Yeah.
But I gave up like a lot to get him, so I hope he turns out to be at least decent. But it was exciting because he's coming over this year. Like, he's not like most foreign prospects. Like, he has like a locker and everything. If you like look at his like introduction video to the Raptors, I thought it was really cool. And we also have a lot of Canadians in this league, so the idea is I don't think he's going to work out, he's always going to have value within the league because the Canadian connection with the Toronto Raptors.
Right, I'm not sure about that logic, but okay.
I mean, they don't like Bargnani?
No, they don't like Bargnani.
One of the things we were talking about right before was the second round of this draft, and there's like a lot of really impressive looking players where I think that there's probably 10 to 15 guys in the second round that might turn out to be pretty decent players.
Damien Ongley is amazing.
I don't want to talk about this because there's a guy that I really, 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 really want, and I don't want to say who it is. So, like, I think he might be the sleeper, and you have not named him yet, so I'm just not gonna.
You think he's gonna fall to 57?
I'm trying to trade up. I mean,
okay.
Y'all are talking about like draft day deals, and I'm just sitting there, and Atlanta knows what I'm talking about. The teams with no draft picks and with a bunch of expiring contracts, all of the Sacramento Kings, there wasn't a lot you could do but try to beg, and I've begged Atlanta like a million times for 11. Like, I was like, please, Miles Plumlee, my 2017 first, I'll take any contract you want, and I've been trying, and the best I can get is 57, but I'm gonna try to trade up. I think if I trade up a few more spots, I can get this guy, but
yeah, no, behind the screen, I'm like, I don't have time for your begging. I gotta beg people right now, man. I'm trying to get up too. I was trying to make a move for this 37th pick right now. I got a guy I like, but I mean, he just traded it just now, so.
The guy that Charles is going to draft is going to be Damien Inglis. That's the guy he was afraid I was going to take.
I love that guy.
He's.
I would have taken him with 31, but I like Glenn Robinson better.
One thing real quick, Atlanta, I didn't realize this, is the bird rights thing. Miles Plumlee would be worth a heck of a lot more if he had his bird rights, and that just completely slipped my mind until someone's like, hey, I wouldn't have his bird rights. I was like, oh, yeah, that stinks. I
think I need to include another field in the Executive of the Year rating. So you got trading, signing, drafting, planning, and then for Vladi's sake, begging.
Five stars, begging.
Interestingly enough, number 12 is Damien Inglis on my big board. That's question marked out.
He's number 12. He is good, but
I think that I probably overrated a lot of international prospects based on their stats, but he just seems like a dude that knows how to play, and he's got a NBA-ready body. I don't know if he's going to come over or not. Like, that's kind of like the big thing that would stop me from drafting a foreign prospect like that.
Mm-hmm.
Clint Capella was 6.
Yeah.
I think that he's got a lot of Serge Ibaka in him.
He's got athleticism, but he doesn't have much skill. And I think, I don't know, I would never take, I don't know, well, I was thinking with my 2 top picks, I was looking around, and he has the athleticism to be amazing, but you just can't rely on a guy to fill it out. I don't know. But then again,
Like-
I did pick Jeremy Grant.
The like where I have them ranked on my big board does not necessarily mean like, oh, I'm gonna draft this guy either. I mean, you take gut feelings, which is how I got that Bruno guy. You kind of like I have Julius Randle 22, but
What?
I probably would have drafted him like 14, 15. Like so, just because they're on like that particular part of my big board doesn't mean that's where I think they should go. For the grading purposes, I did because it was just an easy way to keep it even, so nobody felt like I was like dumping on him or something. I'm like, Glenn thought I was dumping on him, but
Glenn was pretty pissed.
yeah, he did not like that.
Doug
Atlanta-
McDermott is going to be good. Like I completely disagree with you on that. I didn't even read the rest of it, but I just saw Doug McDermott F, and I was like, really?
I think that Doug McDermott, in both in the sim and in real life, go to situations where his potential defensive lapses will be made up for.
I think.
Yeah,
go ahead, sorry.
I think the Bulls are going to be an amazing fit for him.
Yeah, I really think that helps them get a free agent because they just had no shooting. But I think worst case scenario, he's Wally Szczerbiak because Wally Szczerbiak sucked on defense and he was a good
He
pro.
was all right. He was okay.
Well, I mean, the thing is about McDermott, I was trying to tell Jeremiah, is that he's so big. He's 6'8", and he looks like a linebacker. I mean, he probably could guard. You know how like a lot of times you go small and you have one of your post guys guard a center. He could probably do stuff like that too,
Yeah,
which like Szczerbiak can't do.
yeah, he's bigger than Szczerbiak and stuff.
Yeah, and an interesting thing about McDermott, like I didn't want to rank him there. Like, don't get me wrong, like I like Doug McDermott and I hope he does well. I'm not like rooting against anybody. I hope they all do well. I hope none of us drafted a bust, Peyton. And like I think that he was surprisingly more athletic than I thought he was. I think when you go to like the combine thing on NBA.com, he had a better vertical and better physical stats than like a guy like Kyle Korver, who's turned out to have a really successful NBA career. So I don't think it's necessarily damning. But the ranks are for my team. I'm looking for somebody that's going to come in and potentially be great because I don't need to draft on fit. I'm just picking whoever is the best guy.
No, I
So,
get
yeah,
what
so,
I get what you're saying completely, but he like for the teams like my team, he would have been the best fit of any of the players in the top 11 that like in real life I'm looking at it right here because he can shoot, he can score, and when people double team on Lillard or Westbrook, you kick it out to him, and he has a tremendous post game. I don't know if the Kings would use him that much that way, but God, his post game is awesome.
Oh yeah, that was the big thing is I don't think Doug McDermott's ever coming in and carrying a team. I don't think any of these second round guys are either. But I mean,
but Milwaukee drafted him, and you know they have Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday and Drummond. I mean that's a good replacement for Parsons when he leaves or if he leaves. Hopefully he does. But
Glenn Robinson said he was going to utilize him off the bench, which is fair enough. And you know he might develop a lot. Well, I mean, yeah. It's kind of like stockpiling talent in the same way the Utah Jazz are doing it at the moment. They just
definitely. I don't think that I think you acquire a bunch of talent and then you use that talent to get better. It sucks when you're like a fan of like a real team and you like fall in love with the players. Like me, I'm so against trading Dion Waiters. Like even if it was for like Kevin Love, I'm like no way, that's dumb. And then because like you really like players like. So it's a lot easier. Like for me, I don't care about half these players.
I can see what you're saying there, Jeremiah. Because what I'm trying to do with Boston is with Boston is now that I'm rebuilding is not trade any of the guys I'm drafting and do what the Celtics of the 1980s did with Bird and McHale and Parrish and just like draft the players that I'm going to keep and build around them and keep them for their entire career in Boston so they become sort of the face of the franchise, and hopefully they work out and stuff. But
You
we'll
didn't
see.
start off very well.
You don't like Embiid?
No, last year with Bennett and McLemore. That's what I meant. No, I don't know anything. I would have taken Wiggins first. That's about all I can tell you.
Yeah, I think. Well, actually, in retrospect, I should have just traded for 2014 picks to begin with when I traded Garnett and Pierce, and just started off with 2014 draft because 2013 is legendarily weak draft.
Yeah.
I think. Although I still have faith
there's
in
no way you would have gotten such a high pick if you didn't draft Anthony Bennett and played him. That's how you got the good pick, is you had those two terrible players playing for you.
Didn't you make a trade, and it was pretty fair, and then you somehow got Orlando's 2014 first, which turned out to be one of those big guys?
It turned out to be Embiid this year, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that was a good trade. I'm just saying your first, you might trade McLemore and Bennett because I don't know how that's going to work out. Even though I liked Anthony Bennett and McLemore, so I would be guilty too.
Yeah.
The problem with Ian though is that he knows that there's two Cleveland fans in here, so he's going to overprice Bennett because he knows that we want him.
Totally. When I was trying to get the second pick off of Charles, I was just like, oh, and I'll throw in Anthony Bennett. I'll actually stretch that far. I'll do that for you. Anthony Bennett, believe it or not, could be yours.
I think Jeremiah will like this. I've been in sim leagues a long time, and there was one guy, he was a big Cleveland fan, and he's still like on my Facebook, whatever. I always read about how he hates LeBron, but this was back when they had LeBron and Larry Hughes. And,
Wow.
And they wouldn't, Cleveland couldn't do anything anyways. He would not trade Larry Hughes. Larry Hughes was untouchable. His screen name was Larry Hughes 3232. Like, just would not trade him, and his teams always just stayed the same. And I was always like, why don't you maybe you should trade LeBron. Do something to get better, and he just wouldn't do it. I mean,
Was that in Dynasty 5, was it?
I don't think so. It was.
Or was it some other one?
I've been in a bunch of them. I don't remember I don't think he was in this one. He didn't. This may have been. Yeah, he hasn't done it in a long time. This was like the Memphis GM before Jeremiah and I. Like, we used to run leagues like way when I was I'm 24 now, and I was maybe 18, 17, so it was a long time ago. But
Okay.
he still likes Larry Hughes, I think.
He's making a comeback.
Maybe, I don't know. He sure was bad with the Cavs.
Jay-Z, I want to know what Jay-Z thinks about the two picks he's made. What do you think? You there?
I mean Alfred Payton. I'm hoping I've made more than two picks. Which picks are we talking about right now?
You got Alfred Payton and Dario Saric in the first round. Oh, and that Bogdanovic.
Yeah.
And you got DeAndre Daniels in the second round.
I'm hoping. I mean, I was reading up a lot about Payton. I was just liking what I was reading. The more I read about him, the more I liked him. I think it peaked for me when I heard someone compare him to Gary Payton, and I'm like, okay, this is the guy I'm gonna get. I don't care after that. Sarge was I wanted to stash someone. I didn't like what was falling to me at that point. I mean, I kept getting screwed because I had the 11th pick. The 11th pick. No. What pick did I have before this? Regardless, I was looking for T.J. Warren. He got picked up right before my pick. I was looking for.
Yeah, you did have 11.
Yeah, well, that's before I traded back. I was looking for a lot of threes, and they kept getting picked right before my pick, and I kept trading back, and I kept trying to. It wasn't perfect. That's from all the mumbling and stuff. It wasn't perfect. Not everyone I wanted to get out of this. I'm still hoping for Payton. I really hated the summer league showing so far. Hopefully that's not indicative.
I did read an article. It was on ESPN about Shabazz Napier struggling, and they said that of all the positions, point guards struggle in summer league the most because they're the ones that are used to controlling the pace. So when you're used to controlling the pace and you come in and the pace is it's not quite college, it's not quite NBA, the prospects, they said, typically have a tendency to go 100 miles an hour when they really should be taking a step back. So I think that could be the case. I also think that Alfred Payton went up against one of the best Big Ten point guard defenders in Aaron Kraft, like, and that Casper Ware guy's been playing in Europe like as a professional. I mean, he's a rookie. You never know what you got until 2 to 3 years after you draft him anyway.
Yeah.
For all we know, like Marcus Smart will go get a DUI and kill himself. Dante Exum will die in a plane crash on the way to Australia. Like, you don't know. I mean, so like
it was really hard taking Exum because, especially after Smart went to Boston, because I would love to have Boston's future point guard on my team. But also just because Marcus Smart, I think he benched the second highest weights of the whole combine. So he's that strong, but he's only 6'4" compared to the other huge guys. And
he's explosive
he's a much more sure thing than Exum. Exum's got a lot more question marks. But then I rewatched the Hoops Summit, and then I realized Exum had a year to work on his game, and I thought, well, best just go with Exum. But with Exum and Smart, I really could go either way. I have no idea how Exum's going to turn out. Nobody does, I don't think.
It was very frustrating to see him not in the Summer League game. I was really excited to watch him, and then he wasn't in it.
Really? Have the Jazz played already?
Crap. I keep thinking that he went to the damn 76ers.
No.
Because that's where he's supposed to go in real life.
That's where everybody thought he was going to go.
D5 alert. Bismarck Biyombo has signed a 5-year deal with the New York Knicks. $5 million each year, player option on year 3, 4, and 5.
You heard it here first.
5, wow.
Wow, I would hate to have that contract on my book.
What are the Knicks doing? He signed Brandon Jennings, who everyone just hates, for like $1 million or like $11 million for 5 years.
Yeah, I don't. Is Brandon Jennings even going to be in the NBA next year? I mean,
Taj Gibson didn't sign for very much with the Suns.
Oh,
could have gone for like $11 million a year.
Deal.
Yeah.
I was trying to get Taj Gibson. That was another guy targeted, and that's why I was trying to trade Boozer all of a sudden.
Maybe that's why Dan Marley stopped being angry, because he signed Taj Gibson for so little. I think Dan Marley, I mean, he can't speak English very well, but he's solid at GMing. He does make some good decisions, and he got Kawhi Leonard and stuff. I think he's doing a good job.
Yeah, he got a damn Finals MVP.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Did he draft him? I love Steven Adams. Like, I think I was kidding that I would give my left nut for Steven Adams. Like, he's going to be really good. I've tried to beg Dan Marley for Plumlee for Adams. That's just not happening. So
he did draft Steven Adams. Yeah.
So that's a very. I mean, he's very, very good. But I wanted to say something, Jeremiah. If we play in the Western Conference Finals ever in the future, the Kings are going to play their home games in Lubbock, Texas, to try to mess with Marcus Smart.
What? Why?
That's where Texas Tech is, where he pushed that fan for
calling
him a.
We'll bring that fan back.
Yeah,
they're all like that, though. I mean, that's the thing. I don't need just that one fan. All the Tech people are kind of douchey, so.
It's really funny. I have a Texas Tech shirt because when I lived in San Angelo, my buddy, he was from Lubbock, Texas, so we went to a Texas Tech game. We bought the tickets, but we ended up just like getting drunk out on the lawn. Like, we never even went into the damn game. The tickets were expensive too, if I remember right, because like we didn't get student prices. We weren't students there. And, like, so we're just, like, getting drunk, like, talking to these, like, cops sitting out on the lawn, making sure nobody's rioting. We're like, what's up, man? And we're, like, 19. We're just, like, hanging out. So, like, Texas is a cool state because you can pretty much do whatever you want as long as there's not a sign there telling you you're not allowed to.
Well, in West Texas, not so much in East Texas. But what was I going to say?
I didn't know there was a big difference between West and East Texas, but it probably is about the size of the UK. So.
Yeah, it is absolutely huge, and there's a big difference. Like, the East Texas is more like the rest of the nation. West Texas is more like Utah and Colorado and places like, real desolate.
And, like, San Angelo's, like, right in the middle.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
I just want to point out that after this, since now that the draft has happened, Adrian Payne is the oldest player on my team.
Wow.
23. Anyway, okay, over and out.
Hey, Ian, real quick, can I move the Kings to Austin?
No.
See, I told you wouldn't let me do it.
I have a question. How do the rookie ratings get decided? Because I didn't really know.
Last year we took them from NBA 2K14, so I'll probably do the same with 2K15 this year.
And then just lower them throughout the season if they suck.
Same way we did it with last year's crop of rookies.
Alrighty, cool.
Although sometimes I think in 2K is that you get more players that are rated in like 50s and stuff, which is basically useless in Live 06. So if a player is in the 50s, we just bump him up to the 60s a bit. And, yeah.
Okay.
Like Steven Adams, that other league that didn't happen. Steven Adams
Rest in peace.
Yeah, but Steven Adams was a 57, and I was like, I think it's the Bulls in this league. He was the Nets in that league. Was one pick or pick Steven Adams one pick before I was going to pick him, so I was kind of upset about that. And he was a 57.
I quit that league when they auto drafted Andre Kirilenko for me. I was so pissed because I was going to draft Meta World Peace Ron Artest because I had like the Gang Stars like team going. I had Patrick Beverly, freaking Dion Waiters, Lance Stevenson. And then, like, I was going to try and get David West or somebody just, like, rounded out. And I was so pissed. I'm like, dude, come on. Like, you saw what I was doing. That was such a cool idea that fell so hard on its face. I'm surprised that it got as far as it did.
Rest in peace, NBA Bigs.
Those fantasy drafts are always tough, though, because, like, how do you do it? People cry if it's too slow, too fast. It's just really bad to do a fantasy draft. You got to get going immediately.
I always think they're a terrible idea for sim leagues because you start off with a league that's kind of pretty similar in talent-wise across the board. I remember being in one like flipping ages ago, 6 years ago or something, that somebody did, and despite having Deron Williams, Carmelo Anthony, Andrew Bynum on my team, I think I finished second last. Because the talent pool was just so...
It was completely random. All the records were more or less within a game apart.
Yeah, and whereas if you start a league with real-life rosters, then you know Miami Heat would dominate, and you know the Sixers are rebuilding and stuff, and you can actually kind of just say, okay, I'm either going to continue doing this, or I'm going to switch it up and try and do something else. But at least you have an option, whereas fantasy draft, it's just...
Unless you like purposely draft terrible guys that are young.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's kind of what I was doing.
It also takes a while to develop trust with the commissioner because you need to get going. You need to get that first season under your belt, et cetera, et cetera. So.
And then, like, he kept the guy kept messaging me, like personally messaging me, about like stuff that he was announcing on the forums. I'm like, dude, like I'm on here, I'm reading it. Just announce it and then make people do it.
Yeah, I think they didn't have their stuff all planned out before they began, and they didn't have their systems. They didn't even know what sim engine they were using, so they couldn't give us the correct ratings either. So it wasn't going to work from the start, I don't think.
Yeah, the fantasy draft was fun though. He was in Legends, I think. I don't remember him, but he was the Hornets, whichever city they were at the time.
He was a nice guy. He was messaging me quite a lot at D5, and I was giving him some tips and stuff. But he didn't really. It wasn't going to work, I don't think.
It pisses me off when Troy Bolton's logged on, knowing he's got a pick, and he just sits there, making me nervous.
This is what happened when I was picking number 3 and. James K. James K. He likes to take all day. James K. He just spent 2 days after he'd had a whole month to pick.
Oh, that's so frustrating. I'm sitting there like...
I was ill from stress. I was like losing sleep because I've been planning for like a year for this day, and he just sat there for 2 days and did nothing.
All right, James K. If you end up listening to this, part of your B- is that it was going to be just a B, but no. You decided to wait. Like I was sitting here, I'm checking my phone because like I'm getting like this weird feeling that like he's gonna take a guy and then you, Charles, and Charles are just gonna pick your guys like right after another, and then I'm gonna be stuck and like it'll be like 3 a.m. and you guys will be like, oh well, you're getting Alfred Payton, sorry.
He's right here. Jay-Z is right here.
Yeah.
Blake Bowman.
There's no shame in taking him at pick 5, though. I mean pick 9, but there's shame in taking him at pick 5.
And I would have just dumped him on your team, by the way. I wouldn't have gone for Payton. I think I would have just given you
McDermott.
Yeah, Caboclo. Oh no, you like him. I'll give you Aston. PJ Aston, number 4.
Or that. What about the Brazilian Durant? He likes him so much.
I liked it. You know, what's funny is like Colangelo probably could have waited. He could have waited a lot longer to like if he wouldn't have come into chat and gone, yeah, man, I'm getting Bruno. And like he could have traded for like the 30th pick. I was thinking I was going to get him in the 2nd round. And he's like, no, I want him. And I'm like, well, I want him too, so now I have to trade up. And then he starts making all these moves, and I'm like, dude, I've got a lot more expendable players than you do. I'm like, CJ Miles, you're gone. I'm sorry. I really like CJ Miles. Like I thought he was like a great value deal.
Yeah.
I'm like, nope, CJ Miles, you're out of here. I tried to. It took me for a lot longer than I thought it would to get rid of Amir Johnson. I thought people liked him.
Amir is quite underrated. Blake Bowman, you are on mute. We can't hear you. He can't hear us, maybe. Oh well, anyway. So, do you guys think Golden State deserved Executive of the Year?
How could he not?
After that farce with Pau Gasol, I guess.
What happened with Pau Gasol?
Oh my goodness, I didn't realize that he was going to be able to sign Steph Curry and then just go get Pau Gasol again.
I'm afraid so.
Oh my goodness. Are we doing anything as far as cap holds like next year?
I think so. I was talking to the staff guys about it, and I might put them in.
I mean, not like it doesn't have to be like the 125% of the guy's salary like it is in real life. It could be like just whatever their salary was, or
why don't you just make it to where like when Stephen Curry signs, don't have him wait. It doesn't count against your cap, but when you sign him, that'll at least give other, like I was telling on the last podcast I was on, telling other GMs just to bid on Stephen Curry, and Josh was arguing with me, and I kind of get what he was saying now, but why don't you just make it to where like, okay, Memphis has $40 million in cap space, they offer all that to Steph Curry. Well, Golden State has to either decide, do I want to counter that or do I want to go on? That'll keep, he won't be able to browse shop as much, because I know like LA and Oklahoma City both got, it didn't work out well for him because Gasol signed, and I'm trying to trade him Boozer, but, that's a different deal.
I think you digressed there a bit.
What do you mean? My sound, or?
No, you kind of trailed off.
Yeah, I'm not sure where you were going with that.
No, I'm just saying, like, do you get what I was
we
trying
knew what you were talking about at the start, and then at the end, you're just like, I'm just pissed.
I was trying not to get into, I'm trying to trade LA or Oklahoma City Carlos Boozer. It's not going very well, but hey, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, why don't you make it to where, like, you have at the start of free agency, okay, Golden State offers on Stephen Curry. Okay, Stephen Curry signs. We don't wait to put it in. We put it in then. It doesn't count against your cap, but you don't wait. You can go over the cap and re-sign him.
That is what happened.
But he's not like, look at Golden State's salaries right now. I'm going to pull it up. Right now he has, I should do the other thing, the little team salary info thing, because it'll give me the exact number. Okay, give me a second. He has $6 million in cap space, almost $7 million, and that doesn't count Curry. If you would have had Curry sign, already go ahead and put his salary in, but he can go over the cap to re-sign Curry. He just, it goes ahead and counts, and then he wouldn't have been able to sign Gasol.
He would have had to use like his mid-level exception or something.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't have mid-level exception.
Yeah, I think the cap holds idea is the best way of getting around it. Actually, I'll probably implement that next off season when it happens, because I think I should have done that this year, but it was too late. Anyway.
Can we talk? Can we later talk about if LeBron's going to opt out or not? 'Cause
If we must.
I think it's all set up for where he should go.
Where do you think he's going?
Sacramento.
Dude.
No cap holds. He pick anybody you want. You can pair up with one or two, like Parsons and Marc Gasol, Parsons and DeAndre Jordan, whoever you want. You get them to sign. We'll give you the max. Westbrook and Lillard and Miles Plumlee. I mean,
I think.
Oh, you're talking about D5. I thought you were talking
no.
about
Oh, I don't. There's no way to know in real life. I don't care that much. No, I'm talking about in D5. Is he going to opt out next year?
I don't know if has he got the option? What's his contract?
Yeah, he's next year.
I think that if he goes back to Cleveland in real life in this, he might as well go back to Cleveland. that you can see they're clearing space for him.
Oh, they're clearing a lot.
Whether it's on purpose or not.
You think he'll
They
team
got
up
Sergei
with
Karasev. That's crazy.
Sergei Karasev and Deron Williams, and that's it.
That's a 1-2 punch.
You might get Chauncey to stay another year.
They have no choice but to have a 1-2 punch because
They got two players.
I was seriously thinking of putting Dan Gilbert in that Hall of Shame, but Dan Gilbert is a founding GM, and I thought he's stuck around for so long. He balls it up this year, but I'm not going to stick him in there.
Well,
He doesn't deserve to be put alongside of Tracy McGrady.
The thing is, if they'd have had a GM, I guess he was done. I've known him a long time, and he has like kids and stuff. But I mean, if he hadn't been done, I think they could have salvaged their situation had they, had a GM, but they just didn't have a GM, and that really hurt them.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So you're telling me that I wasted my life I sent them like tons of offers, trying to get like picks and stuff off of them, and the guy just wasn't even there.
Yeah, and then he left.
Oh my goodness! Like I spent that's like 30 minutes of my life gone.
I'm afraid.
I'm gonna be like 80 years old, dying of butt cancer, and and I'm just gonna look back to I typed like a 3-paragraph explanation of why someone should trade me something to nobody.
Yeah.
In a sim league.
I'm afraid that might be the case, yes.
I wrote 1,200 words about why Trevor Ariza should sign with me, and look what happened. He went to my favorite team.
Oh, buddy. I'm sorry, man.
That's all right. I still have it on my computer.
Still what? Wait.
I'm trying to remember the first guy that I went after, and I was counting on Jody Meeks being a guy that would come in and sign for like real cheap because he didn't make a lot of money in real life. And then I'm like, all right, 1.5 million starting out for 5 years. Let's do it. Just to try and have like a role player just locked up. And I went on. I was like, dude, you're from Tennessee. You could come play here and live in Tennessee. I did all this research on freaking Jody Meeks, and then he goes and signs that bullcrap contract with Detroit, making $6 million a year, and then Josh is just like, ha 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 ha, basically.
He signed with Minnesota.
What's in Minneapolis?
No, he signed it with the Pistons in real life. I mean,
I see. Right.
Like $6 million a year for like 3 years. Like that's.
He's good though. I think.
I like Jody Meeks. He kept his percentages up, even though he was like a primary focal point of the offense, which I thought was impressive for him. But I thought like being the first person to come in and offer him, and I didn't think Josh Barber knew that much about Jody Meeks. I was hoping, so he'd just be like, "Oh, Jody Meeks, yeah, he'll definitely sign that." And then it just did not work out, and so
he was the Black Mamba last year.
Yeah. He looks almost like Kobe Bryant, like a much less intense, softer Kobe Bryant. He's just like running around being bald and stuff. It's freaking hilarious.
Being bald.
Not everybody can pull it off.
Yeah. I think coming back to the Executive of the Year, this was the toughest one I've had to do. I think because it wasn't obvious who went where this year. There was, apart from Golden State, there wasn't really anyone who stood out hugely.
I think the biggest surprise was the Lakers.
Yeah.
I thought they had like a small amount of.
He basically got it off of one trade.
The Goran Dragic.
Yeah. I mean, is he?
Yeah.
I know everyone loves him right now, but he's been the rest of his career. I mean, I know he's like a Toronto Raptor legend, but I mean, the Rockets had him for a while.
Yeah, it was difficult to make a call this year. I probably shouldn't have done 5 whole teams either, but
Yeah. Who do you think's the most underrated GM? Like, hasn't been on it yet?
Tricky question.
Jeremiah Hill.
I like the rebuild that Jay-Z has started in Atlanta. That's a good sort of sign. Tricky question.
Let me tell you something about Jay-Z. And I have offered to try and get Tyler Zeller off him. Probably, what would you say, Jay-Z? Probably like 15 to 25 times.
It's not a secret that you want him on your team, so.
And
I'm high on him too. I think with the Cavs this year, with Spencer gone, I think there's finally a fucking chance for this guy to get some minutes. He played pretty well when Bergeau went down before the Spencer Haas trade. Put up some pretty nice numbers. I'm like, give this guy some minutes. Your season's already tanked. I think this is breakout season, hopefully, for Tyler right now.
I agree. I think that he didn't play soft defense like he had the tendency to do his rookie year. His rookie year, he got thrown into starting after Verjao went down and like was totally in way above his head. And like this year, he came out, he went to block shots and stuff. It was really impressive because I thought he was going to kind of be like just a soft douche, and then he came in and was like pretty good. I've watched a lot of Cavs games this past year. So help me God, and it's the most frustrating team in the world to watch. And because we weren't tanking, and that's why it was so damn frustrating. We just sucked.
They're in the same boat with Milwaukee, the real life Milwaukee team, where management wants to win, but the players, I mean, not so much so with the Cavs. They have Kyrie over there, but it's still probably another year away or two. I don't see what the rush is for the real life Milwaukee and Cleveland. But
they made the playoffs last year. Milwaukee did.
The year before, yeah, they got
2 years by Miami. Yeah. I don't know what happened, but
they got like OJ Mayo. What's his face decided to smoke weed and hurt his leg.
Sanders.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
He plays for the Pacers, right? Or is that?
He plays for Milwaukee. Oh, you mean in D5?
No. Okay, it's Lavoy Allen. I get them confused. I just want to throw this out there. Game 6, Miami against Indiana, Eastern Conference Finals. Someone was saying Lavoy Allen was good. I don't know if they were just kidding. I think Miami was playing jacking with my head, but Greg Oden owned Lavoy Allen. I was saying that Greg Oden should be like a starter after seeing that. So, Miami, if you listen to this, you were wrong.
I don't have an opinion on Lavoy Allen.
I'm not
even gonna pretend like I know who Lavoy Allen is.
It was I was trying to trade with Miami, and he was trying to get me to do something. He's like, "Yeah, Lavoy Allen's really good," and I was like, "Really?" And I was looking at it, and I was like, "I don't think so," but who that is.
Troy Bolton sales pitch.
But yeah.
Before we move too far away from the Greg Oden thing, are we doing something with injuries this upcoming season, or is there any talks?
Yeah, there's going to be injuries. At the moment, the best system that I've found is not to have in-game injuries, but to do it off of real life, which I kind of think is more realistic anyway, because then you've actually got the players who are really injured being injured. So like my guy Embiid will be out start the season probably, and maybe all year. And then, like, if of this last season, you would have had Derrick Rose, Kobe, and Steve Nash would have been all on the injured reserve list.
The Clippers would have been happy.
What would have happened with someone like Al Horford when they announced he was out for the rest of the season? Would he be pulled in that situation now, if that were to happen this season?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
it's tricky in the off season. Like when the NBA is in its off season, it's not so obvious who's injured and when a player. Because like apparently Derrick Rose is ready to play now, but if our season was still going, would we, take him off the injured list? Probably we would now. But
I think that what should happen is like I think everybody starts off in our league healthy, unless like something happens in training camps, like somebody like Emeka Okafor breaks his neck or some bull. Like, give them like 3 to 4 weeks to decide whether they're going to be in or not, and then you go. Here's the injured reserve thread. These guys are injured right now. Like I know that Patty Mills is going to be out for like 2 months to start the season off. They already know that.
Yeah, it's only going to be guys who we know are going to be out for quite a long period of time.
Like
otherwise, the thing.
Are we going to make? Are we going to make Troy Bolton randomly lose Dwayne Wade 20 times this season?
What?
Well, Wade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not. It doesn't include that, but that would be realistic. But really, I think, that would be reflected in his Stockwatch score.
Okay.
And actually, one announcement, not the big announcement I was talking about making, but one thing I was going to do, I've been talking with the other staff members about, is making like a rating changes committee, and making it so that basically they can just filter all of the chaos of the Stockwatch discussion and just tell me, who should we change next, because I obviously I don't get much time to do the player rating changes and it takes up a lot of my time.
I have a question about like Michael Redd or Antoine Jameson. Are they going to be in the game next year? Guys that just haven't played in a while, or?
I guess, but they'd need huge rating decreases. That's for sure.
Because if not, I'm going to ask Atlanta if he wants to trade me Michael Redd, because if he was in his prime, he would be pretty good off my bench. So
he is not in his prime.
He's not in his prime. Should I be excited about? I mean, so like, what would his Antoine Jameson should really be like a 60? I don't think Michael Redd's played, in a while. Like, would he be like that kind of rating, 60 or?
Like Antoine Jameson was at least on a roster last year. I don't know if
he's been bad for a while though. I really, I know he's an 82 and I have him, but he ought to be like a 60. Like he's horrible.
Yeah. I think we try and be conservative with the rating changes, but I think that should only apply to players who have clearly got a career still ahead of them.
Yeah.
But when you've got guys like Jamison and Redd, they should just get shunted down to the 60s because they don't even get hardly any minutes.
Well, Jackson. We have, for example, we have this giant list of ratings changes that everybody agreed on. Is that something that you're planning on just tackling throughout the off-season, just kind of randomly?
Yeah, now that things are winding down, that's what I'm going to start getting onto.
And then another question for you, I think would be a good idea, is that, have changes go for a week after the All-Star game, but I think that you did a good job of stopping the ratings changes when you did, because I partially agree with what JR was saying. Don't quote me of saying that I partially agree with him on anything, but 3 weeks before the playoffs, I don't think it's very fair to wildly change a rating on somebody.
Oh yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
So I thought you did a good job of kind of just going all right, this is our stopping point. We're done with this for a little bit.
I know I
say that? I think that was just more laziness.
I know you didn't say it, but it looked like good management.
It was definitely good management. That was a conscious decision.
I know, I had the first season I was in it, I signed Oshik, and he was a 72 the whole time I had him, and then I traded him, and shortly after, I don't remember who Brooklyn, he became a 79 or whatever he is now.
78. Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Oh, man, really?
No, I didn't do it on purpose.
Well, you got kind of mad at me about the Oshik thing. You were like, you have a...
Did I?
Remember, you have 24 hours to sign or trade Oshik because you promised him a starting spot?
Oh, I'm not mad. I wasn't mad. It's just that we have to follow through on it, and then I say in a threatening tone.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of some of the ratings changes, it was kind of frustrating because you'd see guys like Steve Nash was out there just destroying people, and
Yeah.
Then you had like guys that are just kind of crazy, average people going in and trying to arguing
Steven
over
Jackson
1 point.
My starting small forward, Steven Jackson.
Yeah, that was not good.
But I think another part of the reason that all these like changes were kind of like not like caught up on is that throughout the season and throughout the off season, I think a lot of GMs like you gotta pay attention to what your players are doing in real life, and that don't act surprised when someone comes in and goes, "Wow, this person's an 80, but they really suck now." Like keep like Vlade's sitting there saying, "I got a couple guys on my roster that suck," and like he wouldn't disagree with that if we put it in Stockwatch. But like a lot of people, I think, are like, "Oh, why are you trying to screw up my title?" And that's really not what it was. Especially me, like I knew I wasn't in the playoffs. Like when I decided I was going to do a rebuild, it's like there's no ill will of me going in and saying Anton Jameson blows. Like I didn't.
I have a lot of guys that need to be lowered.
You do.
Boozer, Jameson. I don't think Mike Miller and Fry need to be lowered. I think they're okay. Richardson, he's averaging 10 points a game. Outlaw needs to be lowered. Maybe Dudley.
Yeah.
Jason Richardson was one of those guys that was out for the season this year. I think he ruptured his ACL or something to that effect, or his Achilles.
Let me look. I just saw he averaged 10 points a game. I was like, hey, he's not that bad.
Yeah,
like 10 points a game. I mean,
he played like 20 games.
For the Sixers though.
Well, I mean, still, we're talking about he's only a 78. I mean, that's not anything special. He's not, Jay Rich anymore, winning the slam dunk contest. Yeah, he played 33 games. No, wait, was that 2 seasons ago? 2012, 2013? Oh, what is that?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it since I had him.
No, yeah, that was 2 seasons ago. So I'm looking at it. It says 2012, 2013. I believe that was 2 seasons ago. So maybe, never mind. Maybe he does need to be lowered.
He averaged, when he was in Phoenix in 2010-11, he only played 25 games, but he averaged 19 points a game. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, he maybe he should just have like a low. He won't play much on my team anyways. Maybe he should just have like a low. What is it? Primacy? No, the one where
yeah.
Have that low that, and then
what was BS about Jason Richardson? He was like the main reason I was winning a ton of games when I was trying to do my tank. I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, it's just Jason Richardson, but he was like shooting like 45% from the 3. In the sim,
on my team.
In the sim, I'm just sitting there going, what the heck, man? Like, cut it out. You're injured, you douche.
That is some infectious laughter. Yeah.
Stop it!
Guys, please stop it. Stop winning. I think the Sixers did that in real life. They were like,
you took
Sam Hinkie had just come into the locker room and be like, I hate you guys.
Ian, you took it from like effeminate man to like mentally handicapped guy running around. Stop it.
It's my Sam Hinkie. Sam Hinkie.
They're never signing free agents if that's how he really talks. Listen here, LeBron. You gotta come here.
I would take my talents to the Sixers. Sam Hinkie.
He's like Hodor from Game of Thrones. Sam Hinkie. He points to the players on a list when they're drafting as opposed to talking.
Well, that escalated quickly. Oh my god. Bloody, that was some delayed laughter.
No, not y'all. I was kind of like just looking at the forum because I was bored, and Glenn Robinson posted on the Bismarck Biyombo signing some kind of hot chicken. He said it says smells like depression or desperation. Yeah. That's funny.
We don't entertain you anymore, Vlade. You have to
I don't know.
On us with text.
I always look at stuff. I don't know while I talk.
Yeah, I'm always looking. Like when I'm in chat, the reason it takes me so long to like respond is that there's just tons and tons of like, I'm just looking at all the rosters. I'm like, how can I make this trade work if this guy offers me this? And makes me seem super impressive. What are you doing over there, Ian? Add and draw?
I'm trying to. Oh, did that come up? I'm trying to paste across that animated GIF that Glenn Robinson posted, but I can't.
Oh.
Maybe if it's in chat.
That was funny.
Does that come up? Oh no, that's not going to come up to anybody viewing it. Okay, never mind. So, do you want to hear the big announcement? I might as well just tell you now.
I do.
So, well, for starters, now that the off-season and everything in D5 is kind of winding down, the rookie draft is winding down, and I am going to India on holiday in about 3 weeks' time. I'm not going to be around. What I'm going to do is get D5 to sort of hibernate until like December, although I haven't decided the date exactly. And in the meantime, me and Josh Barber, the Utah Jazz GM, have been working on a separate sim league together so that he can sim and operate a second sim league in the meantime, and I probably won't do the other Dynasty 5 with the promotion relegation anymore.
Aw, I was the Western Conference champion. Even though my team wasn't really that good.
Was that a Sam Hinkie impression? Yeah, I feel bad because a lot of people put a lot of time into the other league as well. And also, it's kind of fun. It's kind of exciting to do the promotion relegation thing. But
Plus, the Spurs are better in that league than they are in this league, so.
Yeah. But we've already got a whole forum that you guys can sign up and join. We've already got the rosters sorted, the draft rights, and stuff. We've only just us trade committee guys have been over there sorting it all out for the last sort of month or so. So it's going to be called Franchise 5, and you can type it into your browsers now. The web address, if you want to open up a new window, it's franchise5.proboards.com. So if you shoot over there, there's a whole load of teams.
Number, or is it the word 5?
The word 5, not the number 5. Letter F, not number 5.
Oh, cool. There's Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
He looks like he's taking a dump.
Yeah, that's what Josh was going for with that. He was like, I want my banner to look like he's taking a shit.
How come Larry and Tom Izzo and is that you and Josh Barber got to sign up early?
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, Josh invited those guys over. I'm not sure.
Oh, they're cooler than us. I see how
Are you Detroit, Ian?
No.
Ian?
I actually picked the Chicago Bulls this time.
Oh, okay. There's a Coach Hines. I have no idea who that is, but
I don't know who that is.
That's cool.
Bad Boys is his name. Tom Izzo, I think, just took over the Wizards here at D5. So sign up and get a team there because that's going to be kicking off, or tipping off, I should say, sort of this week. And what I'm going to do after I've finished this podcast is do an admin announcement so that people can get over there, get a team, and then destroy their teams.
I think I want Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's taken.
Are they? They're a mess. I thought no one would want. I want to
Josh is a Brooklyn fan.
Oh, I want to take San Antonio's team in this league. That's what I really want, honestly. But
he hasn't updated the claim your team thread actually. He's yeah, the Charlotte Hornets are open, and
sorry,
Sixers are open as well. But anyway, so yeah, we'll see how Josh goes because Josh is going to be simming. Me and him. I woke up at it's a Sunday, 8 a.m. I woke up today, and at 9 a.m. I got started on the rosters, and I finished by 2 p.m. It took me 5 hours to do the rosters today. I was just starting to go a little bit insane, but we finally finished off I finally finished off the rosters, and sent them over to Josh.
Amari's a 74, man.
Yeah, and the kind of good news that comes of this is that we're both going to be working on rating changes, so that rating changes in the Stockwatch discussion will get updated a lot quicker, and we're going to give Walt Frazier and the other Walt Frazier is going to be in charge of the rating changes committee, and he's going to have access to all of the database ratings and stuff, and we're going to get loads of changes done a lot quicker, I think, which will keep people happier as well.
Can I be in charge of a subcommittee on the trade committee or the rating change committee?
Can I also do
I
that?
just left it up to, I think, did I leave it up to Walt to just, I can't remember what
I want to
it
be
was
in
a while
charge
ago.
of Chris Bosh relations.
I think that Vlad and I I think probably you and me helped out with rating changes with Walt probably the most. He'll probably definitely ask us.
I don't care. I just want to be in charge of Chris Bosch's rating. Other than that, I don't care. Philly will not be GM of the year if that happens
This is
next
gonna
year.
be like, yeah, this is like Dan Marley with trading the other day. We're gonna have to block you from Chris Bosh. Like, you are not allowed. No
Wait.
changes to Chris Bosh's rating.
That's better than what was it? James? No, it was Jeremiah that made it. No, or was it James K that made the poll about not letting me vote?
Oh, that was me. I was pissed. And then he totally sucked in the finals. And I was like, dang it, dude, he's gonna hold this over my head forever.
Yeah, like he played decent against like Indiana in Game 5 or no Game 6, and you were like, oh, look at this. I was like, they all played well. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I really one of the reasons I hope that he goes to a different team is that he can go there and it won't just be like, oh, he's good because of LeBron. I think he kind of left his like pretty decent post mid range game to like just go chuck threes like he thought he was Ray Allen or some bullshit, and it didn't work. It was stupid, and I couldn't understand. Like, I'm like, dude, go into the post and get fouled. That's an important part of your game, and then he just decided to be a douche. So
If Chris Bosh goes to a different team, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he performs, because I think he's a franchise player, like he was for the Raptors. He's not like a huge difference changer, game changer like LeBron, but when he's on his own and he gets sort of massive sort of uber stats like he used to get, I think he's going to get a lot more respect again. And it'd be good. I think it'd be good if the Big Three in Miami does break up, because it'd be good to see a lot of other teams in the East doing a bit better.
it's just too boring for me.
But then would the Pacers make it to the finals? Who knows?
I don't think so. I think that they're done. Larry Bird screwed up by trading Danny Granger away. He was a great backup wing.
You're talking about in real life, not in this league, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because
Yeah,
I
we're
traded for
strange.
Danny Granger.
Granger might still be a decent player for a few years, I mean, we've discounted him here, and he didn't get signed for very much in free agency. I guess that was my fault. But he might, his stock is pretty low right now, but he could still contribute really well for the Clippers in real life. Anyway, so I've seen you guys have signed up at that new league and stuff already.
I'm trying. I got the Cavs, guys. I demand
That's
it.
good. That's good. That's good. That's kind of the good thing about starting a new league, because everybody ends up getting the teams they actually support. Although I don't support the Bulls, and I took them. But yeah.
I just want a crappy team. I don't know why. It was kind of fun with the Kings. I mean, I think I've done a pretty good job with the Kings. Some may disagree, but I just want another really bad team. That was so much fun. But I don't want the Kings again.
I find it a lot more fun now that my Celtics are just sucking it up and tanking.
You know what?
Because I'm actually in charge of what happens to them, whereas before I was just continuity.
Picking up where somebody else had left off.
Where Danny Ainge left off, yeah.
Does anyone have the Lakers? Ooh, I've never been the Lakers before, I don't think. And Kobe has that $30 million. That might be fun. Yeah, I'm gonna be the Lakers.
It's a big decision.
Hollywood.
Whoa, Kobe does have the $30 million contract on that.
So can I move the Lakers to Austin?
Do you think that would happen in real life?
No.
Why not? Why not?
If you had the Bucks, maybe.
Maybe if the Clippers become like a huge deal, what's that? Crap, I don't need to do that. Maybe if the Clippers become like a huge deal and the Lakers like get squeezed out of the market, maybe they'll move to Austin.
Could happen. I'm hoping the NBA make a European division, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I hope the Detroit Lions, I know this is the wrong sport, move to LA though.
What
be cool.
sport's that?
Football, the Los Angeles Lions, or I'm sorry,
never,
American football.
I never ever watch NFL stuff ever.
Is it on in England?
Nah. Oh, kind of. But like I got an internet thing that provides it. But that's how I watch my NBA as well. But I don't know. I don't like it. It's just like I'd watch highlights, but the whole game, God, I need like a book to read in between breaks and stuff. It's like I don't understand. I don't understand why NFL is popular at all.
You don't go watch. Oh, sorry. You don't go watch like the Bills and the Buccaneers play in London that one game a year.
No, I got a friend who does, but
Isn't it like the Jaguars that go over there a lot?
It's always two crappy teams.
There was the Vikings recently. My friend went and saw against the Steelers.
I follow the NFL purely for fantasy reasons. I do not give a damn what happens to the teams. I think that all the brain damage causes them to do like really stupid things, like the Browns. Like one of their guys is suspended for a year for smoking weed for like the third time, and then he got like a DUI the other day. Like,
did you see those? There were pictures posted recently of DeAndre Jordan and Ryan Gomes and stuff in Amsterdam smoking loads of weed, and I'm like, that is such a stupid thing to do because it's now Adam Silver knows that you've gone and done that. What's going on?
I don't.
What just happened?
I'm trying. Okay, sorry. Hold on. Okay, I'm trying to sign up for the other league, and it wants me to prove that I'm human, and I have to listen to something. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to listen to the little progressive lady.
Yeah, how did you do it without like?
I clicked on the little T under that, and then like it brings up a robot voice, and then I just clicked it again, and then it automatically brought it up.
So
click on it twice, basically.
There's like
a
T, like under where it's like it implies.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. And then
no.
Why
do you?
And then you click on it again, and then it brings up like.
I don't think I'm doing it right.
What's going on? Bloody, are you being attacked by bears or something?
All right, I'll just do that later. I want the Lakers though.
That's it. I'm gonna take him.
Well, you're the Bulls though. Wait,
no.
I want McDermott. Hey, Vladdy. I mean, Ian. If I get the Lakers, will you trade me McDermott?
Ian, who's that?
Ian, I say your name wrong. I'm sorry. I've been working on that.
So are they redoing the this year's draft to start off?
No, I think they're gonna start off with as if it's the start of last season.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tank and get McDermott. I mean, McDermott.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I do. I'm gonna take him first.
How are the Cavs gonna get Wiggins? That's not fair. I just think
it's gonna be like 8 months until this new league's draft anyway. So.
Then you're gonna be able to. There's no question marks to the draft. Everyone's just gonna pick whoever the best guy is. That's not fun.
Yeah, it's not.
I wonder what I could get for Kobe. I'm gonna trade him just to make Magic mad.
Luol Deng for draft picks. Here we go.
Yeah, Kobe gone.
I'm gonna stop the podcast because we're just kind of BSing now at this point.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for tuning in. You heard it here. All of it here first.
Bye.
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 Aren't you gonna say bye, Jay-Z?
Bye, all you people listening to this.
All right.